So, I like seeing where people work, and I know other people do. So, welcome to the tour of my space. So here is workspace number 1. I've got my awesome desk that I got from IKEA. I've heard it both ways. It was like $260 or whatever, and it is amazing because it is a standing desk. Currently it's in the upright position because my back's been a bitch lately, but when I need to sit, I can just crank her down using this, and it just slides in, but I'm gonna keep it up for now because, yeah. So, yeah, this is my general workspace. It's a little, actually, no, this is about the average messiness of it, although it does get a lot worse some days. That's for the day job, that little corner, and then the rest of it is just all my normal stuff. I got like a shit ton of paper in here and notebooks. Well, yeah, some notebooks. It's mostly like graph paper. I've been practicing my lettering. I've got my printer, my lovely beeswax. Oof. My lovely beeswax for when I need to wax some thread, so that way it doesn't like, thread sometimes has the, it'll like, why can't I word right now? I don't know, but it'll just get weird and like knotted, and the beeswax helps not like stop it from doing that. Records of things and stuff, old planners that have notes in them that I might need, notes from courses, the painting I did, a goal. I got this. This is also my current background on my laptop. And it is also currently the page on my website. I've got my little cork board, which I need to move the stuff on the wall to the cork board. I haven't done that yet. I need to like rearrange some shit. But yeah, so there's that. Oh, Staedtler pens are the best pens in my opinion. They just, they write so smooth. They're so nice. They are my favorite. And then there's my terabyte hard drive if I ever need it. I've got this lovely little thing for cutting paper. Because this, and I actually got it at the dollar store, so it was really cheap, really nice. It was only like a few bucks, because I looked at prices for like the ones with the arm to just like properly like guillotine your paper. That is expensive. Like there were, like some of the cheaper ones were probably, I think in the 20s or whatever, but like just for a simple board of plastic and like the little blade arm, some of them were like $150, $200. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, no, this is not happening. I need to find a cheaper option because I'm not willing to spend that much on one of those. So I found that at the dollar store, and it was really nice. I also found this at the dollar store. It's a nice little clamp for my phone to go onto, so that way when I'm doing things, I can just stick it in, like when I did the time lapse of my Thestral, I could just stick it in there and just go. It's a look ma, no hands scenario. And then down here, oof, I've got my charging station. Up top underneath the printer, there's a bunch of pens and Post-its and stuff. Well, guess what? There's more pens in here and markers and other random shit. And seriously, I have, okay, that's gonna show up weird because it's a change of angle, but whatevs. Pencils for days. Pencils for days. What else? I have actually reorganized stuff. So things are in there, well, for the most part, things are in what I would call their forever homes. So I've got like more these are paint pens and like scissors and various office things like that as well. Oh, that's bills and shit. You don't need to see that. This is a drawer of notepads and notes on stories that I've started and abandoned again, because that's what I do. But I am actually, there are some actual like notes in there for the story I'm currently working on. I just needed to like keep it somewhere, and I'm not at the point where I need to use that. Anyways, actually, and it was also for the first iteration of the story. I've changed things a lot since then. All right, back to this. So this is fabric for reupholstering my currently not so messy couch, although the cushions are piled on the chair and a half, but I'm reupholstering the chair and the chair and a half. So, this is the fabric for the frame of the chair, not for the cushions, because foam is expensive. Foam is very expensive. And then this is another project I'm working on. Underneath all this, I only am one-handed right now, so it's kind of awkward to move stuff, but underneath all this is a shit ton of embroidery floss. You can see some of it, but that's where all that lives. And then here is notions like lace and ribbons and zippers of varying lengths and yada yada. So I have that all organized and trim, you know, like that type of thing. Ish nice. And then this is more fabric for the project. So this is going to be like, once I've done this and cleared this drawer, this is going to be like my current sewing project drawer. Whatever I am working on, because I don't want a bunch of UFOs lying around anymore. I am getting that stuff sorted. I hope you can see me. I hope that, like, from the back it's not too much glare or whatever. But I can't see because I don't have a viewfinder, because this is just my cell phone. Okay. So what else do I got? Sorry. Sorry if you have motion sickness, because that probably, like, was really bad for you. But my paints drawer. Oh, yeah. I got the plastic containers. I hope you can see. There we go. I got the plastic containers from Walmart, like, forever ago. So, I have no idea. But it was, like, 2 sets of drawers. That's why there's only, like, 2 tops. And then this in frame. That would help. There's this and this. They don't have tops. And that actually works out really well, at least for the paint drawer, because, well, this is going over the top. Although, I am planning on getting a nicer set of drawers for under here, so things are probably going to change a little bit. So I guess saying forever home was probably a little premature, just a scotch premature. But it's in its general area. So yeah, all my paints and stuff. I wouldn't say I got bored one day, but I figured it'd be a good idea to, like, paint the tops and have it so that way I could see what it looks like when it dries, because paint usually looks a little different when it's dry in comparison. So, oh yes, and I have the mug. This mug is my paint mug, so that way I never have the instance where I accidentally drink paint water, because I know that happens to a lot of people. I don't want that happening to me. So, more stuff. I've got, right, okay. I've got seed beads and hoops for embroidery and other beads and some inspo stuff in here underneath, wire for various projects, because I have have lots of plans. Maybe not for the wire right now, but I have plans. Also, my pattern drawer for projects I want to do. I used to have a lot more. There is, if it hasn't, I'm not sure when I'm releasing this in comparison to the organizing, in comparison to my organizing stuff, but there'll be more on pattern stuff in that. So if it's out already, check it out. And if it's not out already, well, it'll be coming. This I found in my cleaning stuff. There's supposed to be patterns, just like basic things for a skirt and a top. But I'm probably going to get rid of them because I don't have the exact same measurements as when I made these forever ago. So actually, I found them when I was cleaning stuff. And I found this cutting mat when I was cleaning stuff as well. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I probably will. But I do have this nice giant cutting board. It's like the size of the desktop. I think it's actually a little bit bigger. Or it's a little smaller. But if I clear everything off, if I need it, then I can like cut stuff standing or sitting, and my back is happy. I've also got all this poster board for projects that I'm thinking of, and old shelves and stuff. Oh, sorry, that would help. Old shelves and stuff that I can also use as cutting board and painting surfaces, so that I don't, completely ruin my desktop, because it's still really new. Here is my sword without the cross guard, because I have a basket hilt sword, and the basket hilt cross guard thing was bugging me. It was, oh my god, gotta get up. It was going on my, like, brushing up against my arm and like scratching it, and it was not comfortable, so I kind of stopped for a while. My knitting bag, it has, oh, okay, it used to have yarn. I forgot. I put all the yarn in another spot. But it's got all my knitting needles, so that's good. And there's some crochet hooks and circular needles in here. And then in here, I've got some old clothes. They don't fit me anymore, but I do want to keep them there. Okay, that one's not. Inspiration, because I do still really love some of this. And I do want to, like, fix it. And then I've got my ironing boards, because I forgot I had two. And then, I've got a lot of wrapping paper. And what I'm going to use for that is when I finally get, everything's falling, when I finally get to making my own patterns, I think I'm going to use that, because I never wrap Christmas gifts anymore. So, because, like, I do bake. I bake when I have gifts to give. So, yeah, that's the first part. The second area is over there, and we'll get to that in a minute. So this is my other work area. If I'm doing something like painting, like sanding and painting something, which I have done before, not for a while, but I have done. This is where I do it, because the window's right there, and it's good ventilation, because, well, have you ever opened a can of paint before? Oh, those fumes. Oh my god. Plus, if you're sanding stuff down, all the sand, the dust, that's what I want. Oh my god, brain just totally goes blank. I swear, I do write. I do know words. But yeah, so it's just a good spot to do the ventilating. And, this kind of floor, okay, I haven't swept in a while, and so little flecks of fibers are everywhere. But it's really good for quick, easy cleanup. And I also have a plastic mat that I put on the floor. There's my dress form. Oh, there's one of the things that I did sand down a while ago and repaint. I'm gonna sell it soon. But yeah, so then got my dress form. And this, like, it pisses me off. I have never actually, sorry, I shouldn't say never. I have kind of used it, but not how I should. So what I'm going to, because, like, I try to make it straight, and it always falls over, and it's from, like, the 50s. So, like, a lot of this is coming off. So another project that I have on deck for me, not a selling project, but a me project, is restoring this. I have some fabric that I have no idea what I was pointing at, but now I'm pointing, I hope, at my face. But I've got a bunch of fabric. I have no idea what it was for, but it's kind of stretchy and knit like this. It's like not to the same degree, but there is some stretch to it. Like this has some stretch, so it'll be good for pinning stuff on. So I just need to, I need to clean that, you know, get rid of the old fabric, clean it, restore it. If I can't get the thing to actually stand straight, then I'm gonna have to find something for a base. I don't know, but we'll get to that whenever it is that I get to actually restoring this project. And yes, I know my kitchen is a little bit of a mess. It's been a lot worse, but it's not the best it could be right now, but whatever. So in this bin, I don't feel like taking everything off of it, but in this bin, it is all fabric. I went through my fabric stash recently and just like got rid of anywhere from a quarter to half would be a lot. About a quarter of it I got rid of. And that's just, some of it I actually do have plans for, like the restoration project, like some corsets that I want to try to make. They won't be historical though. I do want to try my hand at making like a properly historical corset and some stays. That would be fun. But I also want to try to use fabric that is more period, and the fabric that I really love, and I was like, oh, that'll be so cute as one, is all poly. So that's not happening. But anyways, my sewing machine lives in here when it's not being used, although I am trying. I want to like get better with my hand stitching, so there's that. Everything's falling. This is all stuff for a cloak. I think this is the outer layer. This was supposed to be the faux fur lining, but I realized I only bought half at the time, and then the fabric shop, excuse me, the fabric shop that sold it is now closed. It sucks because it was my favorite place in the city to go, but I can't get the exact same pile anymore, so I'll either forgo it, because like the main fabric is already wool, so I think I might be able to get away with it, especially like I'm planning on wearing it more like October, November, but we'll see. We'll see what I decide on. This is some foam for the reupholstery project. This is for the arms, because like the cushions, I have none of that. I used to have it, but then I was living with someone that smoked, and I didn't want, when I moved, I decided to get rid of the foam that I'd already bought, because I didn't want like any of that to come over. So it sucks because it was close to half of what I needed, and it's gonna be like $400 to get it. So I spent like $200 on foam. It smelled like smoke, and I had to get rid of it. Here is some Cabbage. Cabbage is just pretty much all the offcuts, all like the little bits left over from projects or whatever. And you can use it for various things like filling. Some bits of cabbage are bigger than others. It's not quite proper yardage, but like I am not getting rid of velveteen. That's expensive. It was like 20 something a yard or a meter, whatever. It's expensive. Also, I have a giant embroidery hoop. Ugh. So that's fun. Ugh. I have more fabric in here. I think all of it is like earmarked for specific projects. I know, like, this is definitely earmarked for a project. I also got this fabric at the shop that closed. And then there's this. These are all, if I can talk, these are all t-shirts because I have a project in mind for that as well. Actually, I have a couple projects in mind for my old t-shirts that I don't wear anymore, but I don't want to quite part with. I've got some stuff in here for making stencils and an old candle kit that I got forever at a garage sale. Never used it, but I might. I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to actually try to make candles or not, but we'll see. And then there's all of this. So, well, okay, maybe not all of this. There's some patterns and whatnot in these, and then I've got some herbal stuff because I do use that type of, like, I use herbs for my daily sort of stuff. Ugh. I got a bead loom, which will go nicely with all the little tiny seed beads that I have, or maybe not, I don't know. There's a bunch of sanding stuff in here for when I do my sanding projects, and of course, my sewing books. I got all these tips and tricks for sewing, and this book has been my favorite recently, because, you know, it's been a while since I've done some stitches by hand, and it has been a huge help. I don't know what I was pointing at. I hope it was my face. Otherwise, it was just a bunch of black fabric, because the sweater I'm wearing. Because it's cold out right now. It's like, excuse me. I had cereal this morning, and so dairy, phlegmy. Anyways, that might be TMI, whatever. Anyways, book. It has a shit ton of stitches, everything from your basic running and back stitches to fancy pants embroidery stuff. And because I want to do more of that type of thing. It'll be fun, I think. Okay, let's get back up. Oof. I've got bin-o jars and bowls. Because I'm not that great at juggling, but I know the basics. I could do a jug most of the time. These are all old books that I don't want anymore, but I haven't been able to get rid of. I've tried to sell them. Well, okay, some of them. Some of them I knew wouldn't sell. Some of them I knew might. But you can actually turn book pages into fabric. It's like more of a polyester type thing. But I'm thinking I might try to do that. I have no idea what I'll make with them, which is why they're all just sitting in a bin. And then I've got my yarn. And actually, if this focuses, this stuff here, it's not focusing. It's not being my friend right now. But that is some silk yarn. Everything else is poly in there. But I'm just going to put you down for a second. That's heavy. Oh yes, more yarn. So most of my yarn is acrylic poly. But I was excited when I was going through everything to find that I actually have some proper silk yarn. It's actually made, I don't know exactly when it was made. That's going to be a fun little research project, I think. And it's not a color that's my favorite, but I'm going to find something to make with it. And then I've got all my thread. And again, most of it's poly. I do want to start to use more nature-friendly stuff if I can, like more natural fibers and things. So cotton, linen thread. I was about to say wool thread, but I don't think there is wool thread. Whatever, silk. Patterns I have used. I'm actually made. I've got some jute and some nylon and some packing material apparently, because I forgot. And then an empty. I don't know what's going to go in the empty, but something will at some point. Maybe as I replace my thread with other types of thread, the poly stuff will just get tossed in here, and I can use it for basting and that type of thing. And then there's also this little bin. This is like personal project bin. It's got mending and that type of thing in it. So yeah, that is workspace number 2 and all the storage that comes with it. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the places I work, you know, seeing some of the tools I use. I didn't get crazy in depth. I'll probably get more in depth in other things. We'll see what happens. But yeah, until next time, from Penny, blessed be.